There we go. Hello, everybody. It's gonna take some getting used to this new time. That's okay. Change is good. It keeps you on your toes. So let's see. Yep, multitasking. I quick flew in and stopped in at Jody's sale in Pat Doodles. And why am I buffering? There we go. And quick gave them a thumbs up, and I know some of you are over watching that. That's okay. You know, I don't know how you can do it on your phone, but I know on your computer you can have multiple screens up and go back and forth. So multitasking all the way. So I know you guys hear tape coming off of something. There's something. I got a package, and we're gonna find out what it is. So who's here? Linda and Karen, two people from Michigan, yay. Who else is here? Jan's here, Marilyn's here, Mary's here. Sue, did I not just see you on screen at Jody's not 10 seconds ago? Well, maybe 20. That's some serious multitasking. She's on another sale and she's in the chat here. That's some serious hardcore high level multitasking. So let's see here. Oh, the screws coming out of my glasses again. These suckers are so old. There we go. So who else? Fiona's here. Teofane, Val, Juanita. Hi, guys. It's just so strange to be here so early. But Patrick's in rehearsals. So, and I know what that's like, you know, to want to go do community theater, and he really, really, really wanted to do this part. And then in 2020, the show got canceled. And then when they brought it back, it was a concert. So it kind of was mostly the songs. And that's not the same thing as all those weeks of rehearsal doing it with the full set and everything. So it was a nice chance to do something for a fellow community theater person and switch our nights for 2 months. 2 months now. I'm going to go into night owl withdrawal. I don't know what I'm going to do. Fiona, no, this is I am a definite night owl. This earlier time thing, I don't know. It will make things easier with physical therapy. It is going to have a benefit there. But to the best of my knowledge, I only have 1 more month of that, and I don't think I can talk my way into any more. So we'll see how that goes. It certainly will help that, not staying up till like 3 a.m. when I have to be up. And tomorrow I have to be at the specialist's office, so at the sports medicine doc. So I have to be up in order to be awake and coherent and at his office by 8:30 in the morning. I'm going to have to get up at 6:30 in the morning. So let's see. Donna's here. Backbeat Rhythm is here. So we've got, what, 19. Oh, I'm going to give myself a thumbs up on my laptop. Can't hurt. So I got something in the mail today from the Thrill of the Thrift. And the note says, to Nancy, Merry Lily of the Valley Christmas from L. Page. I think I briefly flew into that and then forgot that this was done. So we're gonna find out what it is. So I unpacked it part way because I didn't think you wanted to see me fighting with Gribbies. Okay, so which one of us is gonna tell him? So I think it's like an end of day glass piece because there's There's so much white. There's like little bits of green glass going in here. Hey, I wonder, does it glow? No, it doesn't glow. But that's not a lily of the valley. Let's not tell him. That's not a lily of the valley. What has berries in the center like that? I mean, the flowers got kind of that daffodil shape, but not those berries. So Edelweiss has berries like that, which is also a Christmas flower. So I'll be doing something with this in a Christmas display. That'll be pretty cool. And with that little flex, like the lights are so bright here, you can really see it right there. And when you hold it up to the light, which you guys aren't going to be able to see, you can tell there's two different types of glass, because some of the pure white is kind of almost see-through, and then there's a more solid white, and wherever the more solid white is where this green lines are. So it must have been an end of day piece, but that's pretty cool. I like that. I'll have to make sure I say thank you next time I see him. It is very pretty. Yes, it is very pretty. That is very cool. Let's put it somewhere relatively safe. Over there. The last 3 days have been better than they've been in 2 weeks. Still can't reach the floor, but there's less heavy duty pain. I'm not like taking all the medications in a day now. So whatever was wrong has sort of settled down. Let's hope it stays that way. So I see some new names that I haven't seen before, and that's probably because of the new time. Yeah, I have my big cup, but I don't have tea in it this time. I have my own dark chocolate, hot chocolate. So I will get Swiss Miss hot chocolate is really sweet, like too sweet for me. But I'll take like about a teaspoon and a half, maybe 2 teaspoons of dark chocolate cocoa powder and throw it in there, and it cuts all that sweetness. But then I get a nice cup of dark chocolate, hot chocolate. Nice way to do it, because you don't find dark chocolate, hot chocolate very often. I'm fidgeting because I have an ice pack in my back, and I'm trying to get it to stay put, and it just doesn't want to cooperate. And I think I just got chocolate on my glasses. Discombobulated as always, right? Oh my, I'm discombobulated as always. So we have 29. So you guys ready for some Christmas stuff? Because I don't have a huge amount of Christmas, because for those of you who are new to the channel, my channel is about the fact that I have inherited 3 estates in the space of 14 years. And in that time, I also was raising a nephew, inherited the family house. That was full of stuff. There were storage units involved with some of these inheritances. When I got downsized out of a job at an art museum, then the last huge storage unit had to go somewhere. It's all here. It's all here. And then after that one happened, then I inherited a massive book collection. So I've spent the last 6 years dealing with books mostly, but now I'm to the point where I can get to other boxes that are other things. So most of what I sell is stuff from out of my own house. Unfortunately, I did not inherit from collectors who collected glass or necessarily a lot of mid-century modern, but I'm making the best of it. And I am here to be the great cheerleader for the rest of you who have had inherited stuff or have parents or grandparents or aunts and uncles that you know that maybe there's ways you can help them pass some of it along before you end up having to empty the house. There are ways. And there's ways to work on your own house. One of the reasons it's taken 14 years from the first funeral was the fact that depression kicked in, and it can get to you and it sneaks up on you and bites you. And I still battle it sometimes because this is my Warehouse 13. I love sci-fi shows. If you don't know what Warehouse 13 is, Google that one. You'll have fun, especially since it's based on a lot of history stuff. But this was my living room. I didn't have any furniture because, you know, I wasn't the only one to inherit things. So the furniture went. But that gave me this great big room, which is so big that with no light at the other end, you just see this black void behind me at night. So that's a quick introduction. There is a video on my channel. There's actually two. The very first one I did, if you go all the way back to the beginning, but then there's another one that gave a little more detail. That's how I ended up with an overstuffed house, and you can check that out if you're new to me. And there is one from last year that was a Christmas challenge about putting your favorite funny story about Christmas that has happened to you. Now, I pinned that one on my YouTube channel page to be the first thing that comes up, simply because I thought it would be fun to share the story of how I killed Frosty for the month of December. I'll leave that up until New Year's, and then I'll probably put the one back up about how I got an overstuffed house. But I thought you guys would like to have some fun and enjoy that story. I believe I have the others on that short little playlist. Katie of Vintage and Vinyl has the wonderful one about how her dog ate the baby Jesus, so which is another good one. So that's there. Oh yes, somebody has spotted the TARDIS. This was a gift from one of you viewers. It's actually a birdhouse, and I'm not willing to share it with the birds. So it's in here still. I kind of like it being in the background. So when I am able to get back to doing the Black Hole Challenge room, that is one of the things that's going to have to go up to the Black Hole Challenge room and stay there, since that will become my reselling office, studio, storage. That'll become the everything room. Ah, see, somebody knows the Frosty story. Somewhere there's a little girl who's probably in therapy as an adult. That poor kid. So are you ready to take a look at some Christmas stuff? I'm not singing the song. There is a song. Who was it? It's Julie and Jan and Noelle. Why am I drawing a blank on Julie's channel? So Jan is Antiques from Karen, who's another one who, like me, who inherited a ton of stuff. But the difference is her mother was an antiques dealer and massive hoarder. And it's amazing to watch. And Jan has come so far. It's fantastic. But they have a song, her, Julie, and Noelle, about Christmas crap. Time to sell some Christmas crap. It's very funny, but you know, when you've ever worked in retail, you get jaded. And I have been in retail since I was 16. This will be the first December I'm not working in any kind of retail other than online, which is totally different than when you have somebody standing in front of you screaming in your face because they want to return something, and you're looking at the receipt and you're telling them, I can't return this because, and that's as far as you get. And then you finally get them to breathe and you go, ma'am, what store does this receipt say? And they'll tell you Frank's Nursery and Crafts. And then you tell them, ma'am, what store are you in? Well, I'm in Joanne. And then she lets out a bunch of curse words and leaves because she was in Joanne Fabrics trying to return something. That tells you how long that was. Frank's Nursery and Crafts is long gone. Okay, let's start out with, okay, these are just fun and funky. So last year I had a bunch of Hallmark, vintage Hallmark stuff for your table. We had packs of unopened packs of the paper plates and napkins and things. But I have some of these. Now, isn't that cool? The Santa, it says Season's Greetings and it has snowflakes and has Santa. And the reason I'm going to put some of these up is because I know a lot of you like to do little assemblages, because I don't have many of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 of them here. But I was just thinking that if you put something white, let me find a tissue. Tissue box is kind of hiding over there. So if you have something white, yeah, the snowflakes disappear, but you can get a kind of a better view of Santa. But I was just thinking that for those of you that like to do assemblages or do little displays, this would look kind of cool if you filled the bottom with something and then put a bottle brush tree up out of the top. So I thought that would be pretty cool. Oh no, you had to empty your parents' house twice? Ah, dang it, chair, move forward. Yeah, I kind of know that feeling. As my mom's sewing friends passed away, the husbands or the kids would, she was the only one they knew that sewed, so they would call my mother up and ask her, hey, would you like to have the fabric and the trims and of course my mom didn't want to see it thrown in the trash, so she would say yes. Good God, wait till we get to where we're in the dining room. There's a whole wall. I kid you not. There's a wall that there is about a 4.5 foot high pile, because I'm 5'3" and it's probably up to chest height on me. So it's about 4.5 feet, I guess. And then it goes almost the entire length of the room. So I would say that that pile is about 12 feet long, 4.5 feet high, and 2 feet front to back. And it's all fabric. Supposedly there's a sewing machine under there, an old portable one. And if you listen to what one of my brothers used to tell the nieces when they were real little, that there's another brother in there that Nancy didn't want, so she buried him in the fabric and Grandma never found him. Because my family's warped. In a good way usually, but warped. All right, so. Well, yeah, these could be napkin holders. So we have the 8 of these. And I'm going to make them an offer just because I have no idea what to, and you'll find that I do tend to do that. And if you're new to my channel, be aware, I have been slow with the invoice and shipping because I messed up my spine. I was backlogged with it when I first started. I took care of 90% of that. But then I had an accident in May and I pinched nerves and dislocated my own hip. And but I am most of the way there. I can't lift too much, but I get it down the steps because a sibling has been here twice now to help me get things moved, and my son helps. So, but be aware that you may not. It may be a week before you get an invoice. I am moving as fast as each day allows me to, and some days are much better than others. And, you know, last week and the week before were me back in bed most of the days. So I am getting there. That's why we are doing Christmas stuff tonight, because I want it out of here as fast as possible. And I want to have everything clean slate for the new year, because I really want that office. But I do not do just in case. So bid whatever you want to mean it. That didn't come out right. Bid like you mean it, for whatever you're comfortable up to. Because just in case, when you're by yourself trying to keep track of things, it gets complicated and hard to keep track of. So I don't tend to do those. And I don't do a number countdown. It'll be going once, going twice, and then I'll put sold in the chat, or somebody of my moderators will. I'm not sure. Some nights it's me, sometimes it's one of them. And keep me on track. I'm used to being able to start at 11 p.m. and go for as long as my spine could hold up. I cannot do that with these sales. I need to be over by 10 Eastern Standard Time because, and I see she's in the chat, Serendipity by Melanie comes on at 10, and she's in Canada, but she has some really cool stuff. And when she has a brooch sale, she has some gorgeous brooches. Just saying, gorgeous brooches. I don't happen to have a brooch on the night because I pulled out the good ring. So try to keep me in line in the chat when we get after 9:30 to make sure I get together there. Oh, LJ, hun, you have no idea. I honestly have this phrase going, why can't my life be normal? But then what's normal? Or that the other phrase I use is, a little boredom in my life would not be a bad thing. Because I'm tired of this crisis to crisis crap. Really am. But you can have a whole evening of selling. You can start with me. A whole evening of shopping. Start with me, and then 10 o'clock is Serendipity by Melanie, and then 11 o'clock is Trusty Huckster Mercantile. So we have these for the 8 Santas. We're gonna, for the 8 Santa cups, if I could spell right. So we're gonna start. What did I do? What did I touch? I am very discombobulated doing this at 8 o'clock. You know, this is throwing me off my game. What a start to the new 2-month setup. Okay, let's try this again while my screen is back to normal, because I apparently hit something and all of a sudden the screen went full size. No. Santa cups start at, I can start them low because I know what I got them for. I am in Pennsylvania. I ship from Pennsylvania. I am right along that I-95 corridor. I am the halfway point between Wilmington, Delaware, and Philadelphia, PA. So we have 8 of these wonderful plastic Santa greetings cards. Santa greeting cards. Good Lord. It says they were made by Comet. Appropriate name for. Do I have anything not? No, I don't have anything not white. But there are 8 of these, and you could use them for in display or assemblage. I did like how the one person said you could use these for holding your napkins. Hello, Amelia. Yeah, I don't see the point in not being, being who I am, slightly twisted, and I'm not going to sugarcoat. I don't sugarcoat stuff with my Boy Scouts. I think that's why they like me so much. So, do we have, I don't see any interest for the 8 cups. I was hoping somebody would be interested in them for an assemblage. If I had bottle brush trees, I might try to make something. So I think we will pass on those then. That's okay. So those are a pass. Now, what do we want to do next? Let's do this. This is still in its original box. It's a Santa. Yeah, it's a snowman mug. I know what's wrong with my brain. I had to take the muscle relaxer this afternoon. And I only took that about an hour and a half ago, and they make me stupid. I don't like muscle relaxers because they make you loopy. So we have this wonderful He's got la la la. He has joy. He has ho ho ho. Can't be Christmas without your hose. Forget I said that. It is a Royal Norfolk brand, dishwasher and microwave safe. I've been seeing a lot of Royal Norfolk around, and they seem to be really good quality. Now, this does have a barcode on the back. It does not. It is made in China, but it doesn't say a year anywhere. See, it does have that. It's in the original box, and I've never used it. I collect snowmen, but I definitely don't need more snowman mugs. So I thought I'd share this one. So for the snowman mug, this is going to be $5, number 87. $5, number 87. You know, it'd be a great gift for somebody. You could pair it up with some hot chocolate or what's the other thing? Container eggnog, but $5, number 87. Yeah, Fiona, I know that problem. Because this is my full-time job to try to do. Yeah, I'm trying to do well, but I get a little loopy from that muscle relaxer. I don't like having to take it, but you do what you can. All right, so we have that, and let's do one of these. Now, this is all done as needlepoint, and then has these great pieces of velveteen up at the top. Now, I don't see a tag anywhere, and I really was trying hard to figure out if these were homemade, because I have a pair of them. But I really think these are something somebody made. I don't think these are one of those made in China kind of things. Let me see if I can tell. My mom used to do these. We'd buy kits all the time. Yeah, no tags whatsoever. And that's all really carefully well, this part's machine stitched. Aha, there's how they turn it inside out. So this is all carefully done, and this is not serger stitching. This is regular machine. So this is definitely something someone made, and I have the pair. I will put it closer to the camera. I didn't think to turn it inside out earlier, because when I was looking, these things are not easy. You have to know the trick to getting them aligned, because that's the hard part, is getting a lining in there. Sewing the front and back together is not so hard, but you've got little deer with a cardinal, and then Santa with his little, I thought it was a walking stick, but I think that might be a tree. He does have pack back there, and then you've got the bells, which don't make any noise, which crack me up. Yeah, they are so much work, and I actually have 2 of them, so I actually have the pair, and somebody did a beautiful job with them to make them match. Now, when you're really up close, you'll be able to see there's a couple of differences here and there in the stitching. Like there's like 2 or 3 stitches on his legs that are different from one to the other. So yeah, it's definitely needlepoint. And so these are really beautiful pair. Now, I don't know. Here's my question to you guys. Do you want me to offer them up as the pair or individually? That was the one thing I wasn't sure about, and I thought I would ask my viewers. Do you want me to do these as an offer up for the pair, or do you just want one each? For the pair, yeah, I kind of think might be better as a pair. But I kind of also like that the bells don't jingle, jingle, jingle. You can hear stuff rattling in them, but they're flat. These bells are made to be slightly flat, so they don't make the same sound. All right, so we're going to do these as the pair. And yeah, a lot of work went into these. So we're going to start these. Let's do them as an offer, and we're going to start. You know what? I got to bring this up here. There's a little drawer thing that slides out, but it's just a little too low, and then I can't always pull it out enough because it bangs into my leg. Santa needlepoint stocking pair. We're gonna start you. We're gonna start these at 10 because these are something really special to find them and not be, because even the mass-produced ones, when you feel this feels like wool. Like the good kits come with wool yarn to do them in. So you do have, this is such a great pair. Now, the only flaw that I found, and I think it must be in this second one and not in the first, is that down inside the seam on the lining, there's a little space like this where it looks like a couple of stitches came out, but I know how to hand sew. I will fix that before these ever go to anybody. But look at that face. And the details of the tree. I've done this stuff. And I know how much time consuming it is. But this had to be one of those higher end kits because all the variation in colors to get all that shading. I mean, sometimes the cheaper ones, like the pants will just be all one color, but you can see the shading. There's 3 different colors to those pants just to get shading on it to make it look like the fabric is hanging there. And the cute little deer. That deer is so cute. I love that deer. But yeah, these are really, really cool. And really nice and long, too. How long are they? So from the very top down to the tip, they are 23 inches long. So they're not quite 2 feet long. And then they're 7.5 wide. These suckers are bigger than my Doctor Who Christmas stocking. Not only are they longer, they're wider. They just don't happen to play anything. Except kind of play a bell noise. So I see LJ is up to 26 for the pair. Oh, my phone's doing that weird stuff again. So when you see it white out like that, that's something wrong with my phone. It keeps trying to do something with the white contrast. And that's only been doing that lately as it's gotten, I guess, I don't know. I was going to say as it's gotten darker outside, but that's not been it because it's been dark. And then this is a gold metallic cording that goes around the top. And then the loops are sewn and are the same material as the backing fabric, which is a really nice, it's that higher quality velour. I don't think that's actual velvet. It's more like the velour, but it's not the super thin velour. So, Teresa Lean, yeah, yes, you can. I forget what amount I started them at. I will have to go back and see if I can find it. So, I don't see anybody coming in besides LJ is at 26. So we're going to start calling it. Going once. And for those of you that you know, you don't think I have your info, or you're not sure, or you know I don't have it, my email address is right there. And it's the usual. Okay. Okay, it was $6 for the. So thank you, Melanie. Okay, so I see Cam's Folly has come in at 28. We're going to do going twice. Teresa Lean. And oh, and the snowman mug. Okay. Okay. Last call. And sold. There we go. So we have Cam's Folly for 28. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Sit them up there. So we have, what else do we have here? We have a Lolita ornament, which these are, now Lolita is a name of some designer, and they do different ones every couple of years. It is a newer thing. It's made in China. This is one of the mini teenies. This particular mini teeny is one called Jingle Bells. So what year do we have on this one? Because they are not for this year. This is from, oh, it doesn't say, but I believe this is last year's mini teeny. And this is one called Jingle Bells. I'm going to take it out. And what they are is that they are an ornament with a design done by this person. It still has the original tag. And you can see that they've hand painted jingle bells in gold and silver all around the little, and this is glass. This is a glass mini martini glass. And then they've painted it around the base as well. And then put a silver paint on there. They put the made in China sticker, but they all will say Lolita. And then up here it has the name Jingle Bells. And let me see if this has the date on the tag. Mini teeny Jingle Bells, hand painted glass ornament. You don't have the year on you. Oh, fudge. So this lovely mini teeny ornament is, now where's my note? There's my note. So this is $8, number 79. $8, number 79 for, now they do different, she'll do a different series every year. So these were from last year. So this is the only, you won't find these again because they only make them one year. So it's $8, number 79 for the Jingle Bells mini teeny. from Lolita. I haven't seen what Lolita, and I'm not sure where you get them from. I happened to come across that one and thought, well, that would be interesting to bring along. So, yeah, I mean, I know that, you know, those are great and you got a great deal on those stockings, but I'm happy because I made some money on the stockings, which, you know, will help out. It helps keep the electric on and whatever else I need to put it towards. All right, we have, let's do this one. Now, I think this is 1980s wrapping paper. And I think you'll see the graphics and you'll see why I kind of think that 70s at the earliest. And this is going to start, we're going to start this at 6. And as I show it to you, yeah, Cam's Folly, I haven't seen you in a while, so. Yep. What? No, I don't want that from TikTok. Go away. There we go. So, okay, so we're going to have Christmas. We're going to start this one at 6 because after all, I think this is sometime between the 70s and 80s. It is an open pack. And let me open this corner so it doesn't catch. I don't want any of this stuff to catch. So you can actually see what you're getting. Now, the original price tag says that it was from Happy Harry's. I don't think they still exist. Oh, made in Canada. That's interesting. Each sheet wraps one shirt box. There's supposed to be 10 sheets. So let's take a look at what we got here. So there's 2 of the striped Noel. And then I got to do this so I can carefully, come on, open up very carefully. Because this one, there's only one of this one, and it's dinosaurs. Remember when dinosaurs were such a big thing, like the late 70s, early 80s? You had Land Before Time coming out. You had the dinosaur, I forget what it was called, but it was a TV show with like full body puppet dinosaurs, and they had that cute little dinosaur baby. So you have, but you only have 1 sheet of the dinosaur one. You have 2 sheets of the Noel. You have 2 sheets of the rabbit and other woodland creatures playing with the lights, because there's a mouse, there's a squirrel, there's a rabbit. I think that one's a raccoon. So there's 2 sheets of that. There's 1 sheet of this all over one. So there's 1 sheet of that. And, well, yeah, I mean, a lot of the wrapping paper you get these days is super, super thin. But the older stuff is a little heavier. And then there's one that's a train. Get that one. Come on, let go. Uh-oh. Don't slide onto the floor. You're not allowed to do that. You have to stay on the little table. And then the last one is a train. which again kind of reminds me of like cartoon characters. I mean, they're not, but they kind of have that look of like the 70s animation art. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 full sheets. Yeah, who's the mama? That was the little dinosaurs. So you're getting 7 full sheets, and I started this really low at $6, and it's definitely, you know, really cool vintage wrapping paper that you can use for assemblages or anything you want to. I've been seeing a trend lately where people are framing wrapping paper. They find a pattern they really, really like, and they will frame it. I know, come on. There we go. Which I think is pretty cool. I mean, I have some scraps of really old 40s stuff that's packed away in with my Christmas stuff, and I'm seriously thinking of framing some of that the day I finally pull it all out. So I see Jennifer Miller at 6. And it looks like so far she's the only interest, which is a deal. Now, what was George the Antique Nomad was saying about, you know, anything that's pre-2000 now pretty much is all vintage. It's kind of weird thinking of the stuff from when we were kids necessarily as being vintage or being really old, especially stuff from the 80s. I mean, we were teenagers then, and it just seems like that was just yesterday, or well, at least a month ago anyway. So for the 70s, 80s wrapping paper, we have going once. So far, the bid is at $6 to Jennifer Miller. And we'll have going twice. Yeah, I used to do a lot of decoupage and all that as I kept getting more inheritances. My doing craft stuff all kind of went to the wayside. So, yeah, I kind of wonder, is like, does that mean my 27-year-old nephew that I raised as my own is vintage? Because he's from the 90s. He's from 94. All right, and it's sold. So it's sold to Jennifer Miller for $6. All right, thank you. Now we have this cool thing. This is a unopened, unused Wilton house kit, holiday house kit. Now, they advertise this for Christmas as an easier thing to do than a gingerbread house. And any of us that have put together a gingerbread house know what a pain in the those suckers are to put together. But this is a cake pan. Look how deep that is. And it has that as the image. So basically, they want you to use a pound cake recipe. So it's going to be pretty dense. That way it can stand up on its end. And it takes a pound cake mix or any recipe that yields not more than 4 cups of batter. Alternate design requires 2 cake mixes. That's if you want to put like one back to back. At that point, you have to make 2 of these. But it comes with the pan and decoration instructions, 2 plastic decorating tips, the coupler for the tips, a vinyl decorating bag, and 3 liquid food color packets of red, green, and brown. But it's never been opened. It is from Wilton. It is from 1982. It is so much easier to make a little house this way. And the Wilton pan kit, the Wilton house kit, is $8. And it's number $73. $8, number 73 for the Wilton cake pan. Really? Now, let's see. Oh, wait, that's the bag for the wrapping paper. Let's put that over there. So how would you like to have a fun novelty thing just as a gag gift? The unusual electric dishwasher, a gift every homemaker will appreciate and enjoy. Small, compact, portable. You could take this dishwasher anywhere. It's convenient. It's practical. Live better electrically. You will get a charge out of this. Boy, they are selling this hard. Made in Toledo, Ohio by the Leicester Game Company. Copyright 1972, when gag gifts had a lot more creativity. Are you ready? Okay. It is a dishwasher. It's an old school washcloth with a cord attached. and to have even more fun, it actually has the original instruction sheet inside. This electric dishwasher that homemakers everywhere are raving about. As the owner of this novelty gift item, you have probably learned by this time that not even though it comes equipped with an electrical cord and plugs in, what? Who wrote this? And plugs in like any other kitchen, and it plugs in like any other electric kitchen appliance. The only thing it does provoke a lot of laughter since it does absolutely nothing. Yeah. Although there is a copper wire in the plastic cord, it has been disconnected from the prongs in the plug. Considering that that's sealed on there, I'd like to know how they did that. However, we do not recommend its use around water. So even they had to put a disclaimer in case some idiot managed to accidentally electrify themselves. And if you look at this end, you could see there's no wires in that at all. So there's probably just no wires in this piece to begin with. But I found this in a drawer here a long while ago, and I just kept debating about, what am I going to do with this? And I thought, just for the heck of it, I would. Hey, my millennial looked at it and went, what idiot thought that up, and how much money did they make? But then, I started telling my kid by the time he was 4, think it through, think things through. So he's a little different than a lot of other millennials. So this wonderful, fun novelty thing, the novelty dishwasher, which I can guarantee you is one of a kind. You're not going to find these very often. And then surprisingly, when you do see them, and I have seen, what was the other one I saw? I saw one that was a hand-operated electric hairdryer. And I remember seeing that on vacation years ago at some gift shop at some place we went. And then 2 years ago, right before, in 2019, right before everything shut down, I was in an antique mall, and they had the hand-operated electric hairdryer. And all it was a fan, a wooden fan that had an electric cord attached to it. And they wanted $30 for it. But you can have this for the low price of $10 and have so much fun messing with people with this. So the vintage 1972 electric dishwasher is $10. It's number 68. $10, number 68. And you too can go home with the small, compact, and portable electric dishwasher. I'm serious. It is for sale. I just think that was too funny. I was like, I have to put that out there. It's lived with me long enough. Actually, we'll sit that back there. I thought you guys would all have a laugh over that. If nothing else, let's just have a good laugh if it doesn't sell. I don't think Trish is in the chat, so I'm going to be on Trish's on. She just gave me the dates for December. So I'm going to be on Trish's live sale. The first one I'm going to be on is her Saturday night sale on the 11th. And I can take that there. We just won't tell Trisha if it doesn't sell tonight. I'll take it to that one and have fun with it. All right, so let's see. 9 o'clock. Let's do. Would you like to do the spaghetti Santa? This has got to be the prize of the night. Look at how well that face is. And the cold paint is all really, really nice. There's not any spot, I don't think. Let me double check. I'm looking. I don't see any flaking. Nope. I don't see any flaking to the cold paint of the red. Because we all know what that can be like. So I'm going to put a start price in. This is an offer up. He is made in Japan. He does have a paper label, that early paper label that says Japan on it. So the spaghetti Santa starts at, I know this is kind of low, but let's start him at 8. He is a really, really cool Santa, but all around his cuffs is spaghetti. The only spot that I cannot tell is that right there, the spaghetti where it starts seems a little short, but there's glaze. So see how like it looks like it's right there is just starts and like there might be a piece missing, but there's a glaze over top of that. So it's not a break from later. I think it's a problem when they made it because the glaze is right over top of that spot. But it goes all the way around and there's no problems with it. The spaghetti is in great shape. The red cold paint is in great shape. The dark green little holly leaves with the little red berries all around the bag, the presents, they're all in wonderful shape. He is made in Japan. He is a great find, and all too often that red cold paint is usually a troublemaker. So he is 5 1/4 inches tall, and he's, come on, you got that thing going out there. So he's 4 1/4 wide because this part sticks out so far. So this here to here is 4 1/4. Such a cute little face. Got his lipstick on, got his little eyelashes. I don't know, is it going to focus so you can even see the eyelashes? He's got great little eyelashes out the corners of each eye. Santa is rocking a look, man. He is rocking a look. But he's really in fantastic shape. And I was just so thrilled to see that the cold painting has all just stayed there and everything's in great shape. There's no nicks. There's no little flea bites. Now that I'm under a brighter light, I'm going to double check crazing because there's really not a lot of it. Like, I'm not seeing any on his face. The crazing I see, and I've got to tilt it certain ways to see it, but there's some crazing all along the white bag, but none of it's discolored. None of it's dark enough to really see it. You have to kind of angle the light to hit it the right way to even see the crazing. So he is a great one. And I see Sue is at 13. Wonderful little find. And I'm going to start calling it. So we're going to have it going once. That's a great price, 13. He'll be a great addition to any of your holiday decor. And he's not so huge. Like, sometimes you see Santas and they're like a foot high and they take up a lot of space, but he's just a cutie, just a little cutie. So we have going once already on there. I see that Triple C has come in for 14. So we're going to have going twice. And yes, I do. Yes, I do, Triple C. I had to wait for a certain size box to come in because I didn't like how tight it was for the cup and saucer. I did not want that cup and saucer to break. But the boxes are in now. I shouldn't run out of them again because I went and got 100 of them. So we're going to have last call. And then we're going to see what's going to happen because I'm starting to type sold, and we'll put that in there. And waiting for it to show up in the chat, waiting for it to show up in the chat. Okay. Where are we? I see Sue for 19. Sue for 19. Boy, that was coming in. I'm waiting for that sold to come up, but things were coming in pretty quick. They all came in together. So the Spaghetti Santa is sold to Sue Golombeski. Sue, I don't think I have your info. Because I don't think I've sold to you before. All right. Come here, you. Another thing that I have in the original package, this is 4 placemats. They're kind of big too. Says quality vinyl, wipes clean with a damp cloth. Now, I'm not sure. Now, this says foam back, but these don't have a foam back. So I'm not sure that these are from that particular thing because these are reversible. There are 4 placemats that have this one. Oh, it's upside down. This wonderful Christmas border and a red center, which you can then use for Christmas time. But then if you want to keep using them for the winter, check that out. Isn't that beautiful? Now that says Christmas in America at the bottom, but you could have that image as a placemat all winter long. That's just such a cool looking shot. Now the copyright is 19 50, 60, 1974. These are from 1974. They are all the same. And one of them has, are they going to show? I can't get it to show. There's a couple of scratches on this one in the red. None of it on the border, but in the red, when you see it up close, there's a couple of scratches. I have some of these, which I've had ever since Mike was a kid, that I still use now and then, because what I use mine for, these wonderful vinyl covered old placemats, is that, you know, when the little kids are over, they protect your table a lot, but they protect your table too if they're doing arts and crafts. Which is the ones I have from when Mike was little, was because of not to protect the table, but to protect from dinner, but to protect the table for, you know, arts and crafts, period. But if you do a lot of arts and crafts yourself, these kind of things are cool to have just for yourself to use. So there's the four vinyl placemats from the 70s. These are $8. It's only $2 each. These are $8. Good, I don't know what else I have. Number 38. $8, number 38. Now, let's see who's next. Let's do you. Now, this is a Japan piece. It says Japan there. And this is kind of cool. Nope, this way. No drip gravy separator, so that you can separate it. You can see there's the hole down there and it pours out here. The nice part is this is a good size one, so that you can then separate the grease. And I haven't seen these too often. And it's all really nicely hand painted in there with some different vegetables, though those radish are looking kind of funny. But it's in great shape. There's no chips. There's no cracks. It just says Japan. So I don't know who else the maker would be. But this gravy separator is $8. And because it's a really nice vintage one, it's even got the little dip for if you're holding the spoon in there, or a ladle. So this is $8, and it's number 54. $8, number 54, for the wonderful vintage gravy separator. It's really, really cool. Not a chip, not a crack, no flea bites. Wonderful shape. $8, number 54. Yeah, it is cool, isn't it? I've never actually seen one of them in reality before, so I thought that was kind of cool. So let's see, who else do we have? We have another pair of stockings. Now these, I'm pretty sure that these were mass-produced. They are lined with, they have foam on the insides, in between the lining and the outside. And it's a really thin lining. So I'm pretty sure these were a mass-produced pair, but it's embroidered on, I believe, in Santa Claus. And these are really big, like really big. Look at the size of the base of this thing. And I see Sue. for that one. Oh, okay. Thank you, Lou. But let's see, I was gonna measure it. How did I lose my, because I stuck it in my bin. All right, so this pair is gonna just be, so to the tip, they are 26 inches long. They're 8 inches wide at the top, but geez, this bottom part, this is 13 inches across at the bottom. So these are really, this is really big. But as I said, these I know from the way they're put together, these are definitely more of a mass-produced pair. It is a matched pair. They are really huge. So these are going to be $10 for the pair. And this is number 33. $10 for the pair, number 33 for the Believe in Santa pair of stockings. Writing it down on my little notes. Now it is all velveteen and a metallic gold braid, and that's lining fabric. This is polyester lining fabric on the inside. That. And we have, what else do we have tonight? I wasn't sure how much time I would have because I'm not used to this. All right, we have this. Now, this is something that it's the right size for any doll that's a little bit smaller, I think, than the American Girl dolls. Maybe the small Rushton Santas would fit on here really well. You can see that it doesn't say where it was made, but considering how big the bolts are, they have nuts and screws holding this together, and I did tighten them all up. It has that, trying to make it look like that really ornate cast iron furniture. And park benches, but it actually is, they actually rock. You can see that's rounded, but it actually rocks. So you can use this for any kind of display or you could give it to someone to play with their dolls. I just think it would be really cool to sit a couple of elves, those creepy little elf on a shelf with the long legs, some of those knee hugger ones. You could fit a couple of them on here. Maybe even the smaller Rushton Santa might fit on here, because this is 8.5 inches long, and it stands 7 inches high. Would be really, really great for any kind of display with little dolls or elves. So for the rocking park bench, this is $10, number 17. $10, number 17. So it's 913. All right. Now I have a 1988 Hallmark ornament. It's an older one. But it is, there's its little part to hang. So it's an old drum set. It has an eagle with the stars and the shield on it. And I think, yeah, it sounds like it. The drum itself is tin. And then it's even got 2 little drumsticks attached. Now, some of us have kids that are in marching band, and I thought this would be a neat little surprise gift to give to someone who maybe you have somebody in your family you know that's a drummer, that's in marching band. This is from I saw it. It's the Americana drum tin ornament dated 1988. It does not have the original tab of the price on the box, but it does have the original box. And this is $6 for the vintage tin drum, and it's number 22. $6, number 22 for the tin drum ornament. And I see Mary. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, I got this little set. So this is a nativity set. Now, I didn't look this up, but it's got a ton of pieces. It is, wow, tiny, tiny, tiny print. Midwest importers of Cannon Falls, made in Taiwan. So you're looking at something that's probably the 70s. And it's pretty cool. It all hooks together, if I can get this to go on there and stop fighting with me. So they're all little wood pieces that all fit together. So that makes your little creche part. And then there's little trees to go around it. And a little Christmas tree one. So you get 1, 2, 3. There's 4 trees. Mary, that's awesome. You have where's the other wise man? They're hard to tell who's who here. Here's the other wise man. So you've got your 3 wise men. He's gonna fall over on me. So, but they are there. And you have different animals. This one doesn't actually have a face painted on it. This one does. I did get my December kitty. It's very cute. I didn't know they had that. That is a whole series of month cats. But I think December was the cutest. There's another little lamb. And then there's this one. So you have the big lamb. Oh, it's weird because only the donkey has a face. Isn't that strange? So you get all those pieces. And then you get what I'm assuming are some shepherds. You got one with a lantern. Okay, so you got them, right? Now you start getting into the ones that I'm like, what is this? Because you've got some random people here. You got that one. You got that one. You got this one. I don't know who they're supposed to be, but they're in here. And now you have Joseph, which with that hat, looks kind of like a lumberjack. And then you have Mary. And then baby Jesus is this teeny little thing shaped like an Easter egg that goes in there. So it's a really cool and amazing little kit, and I love that you build your own very Swedish Scandinavian kind of thing that you would see. And I found it in with a box of books, just in a Ziploc bag. So you get all of that. So there's, well, we'll count this as one. This actually comes apart. So there's 4 pieces of that, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There's 20 little wooden pieces to this. All these wonderful little people, and the wise men and the creche, and you've got the whole thing here. So there's all those pieces, and made in Taiwan means it's most likely from the 60s or 70s. And this whole little set, this is a wonderful little nativity set. It's $10, number 41. $10, number 41, for the little wooden block kind of nativity set of people. And I see Cam's Folly. Thank you very much. Yeah, it is. It's just such a cool little set. But I know if I put this out, the doctor is going to be all over it, knocking pieces around. Matter of fact, I'm surprised she's not climbing on me. I guess because I'm starting earlier, I haven't seen her. And she usually like sleeps in the evening until about, 9:30, 10 o'clock, usually about 10. So then when she wants food, and then I'll start my sales normally at 11. And then usually about 11:30 to midnight, she is pestering to be picked up, or she'll just, want to come up in my arms. Oh, Melinda, you're okay. It's throwing everybody off that I'm now on at 8 o'clock. It's throwing me off too. Then I'm on at 8 o'clock now instead of 11. And it's throwing us all off a little bit. It's throwing us all off just a wee bit. So we'll get used to it, because it's going to be this way for 2 months. I'm going to be at 8 o'clock on Thursdays for 2 months now while he has rehearsals, and probably the first week of February. Because for those of you who've never done community theater, the very first week when a show opens on that weekend, there are rehearsals almost every single night leading up to that, through that week, because you have to have your tech rehearsal, which is usually done on a Saturday or a Sunday, and that is all day long, because it's your only chance for the tech people to set everything up and get all the cues right, get all the marks right. They have 1 day, whereas the actors can have 3 months, 2 months or 3 months of rehearsal time. So they've got that, and then you'll have 2 dress rehearsals. So Sunday's your tech, Monday and Tuesday may be your dress rehearsals. If you have an opening on a Thursday, then Wednesday is your day off, and then you have a show Thursday. Some places call it a preview, and then Friday would be the opening night, and then Saturday, and then depending on where you are, some places Saturday may be a matinee. A lot of times places that have a musical going, they'll do 2 shows on a Saturday, because they'll have a matinee and then an evening, and then the next day you have a matinee again. So it can be exhausting, a lot of fun, but exhausting. Good thing to do when you're young, and then when you're older, you work tech. Oh, your grandson's going to love that little thing. So let's see what else I have hiding over here for Christmas. This is an unopened kit. Remember these wood kits? Oh, come on. How many of you have got to be kids in the 70s and in the 60s even when you had to paint your wooden little kit? And I can tell you, they never looked as good as the pictures on the box. Right? They never looked as good painted as the pictures on the box. Now, this is glitter paint on wood, Christmas ornaments for Looney Tunes. This is from 1996. Now, you can see that there's a little squishing going on right here, but this has never been opened. It's still sealed. It's never been opened. So you can have fun for yourself. You can have fun with the grandkids. It's Looney Tunes. We're going to do this as a quick offer. Get myself situated here and type this in. We're going to start this. We're going to start this at 7. Hey, Yvonne. But it's all still in there. It comes with, what does it come with? Should tell me. Comes with 25 wooden ornaments, fast dry glitter and acrylic paint, a brush, sandpaper, and hanger thread. If you were a kid in the 70s, at some point you had wooden Christmas ornaments that you had to sand the edges down. Remember, they came on sheets of wood. You had to pop them out of the sheet of wood. And then the picture would just be this black outlines, and you had to paint in between all the lines with the paint they gave you, and a paintbrush that really was too big to do all the tiny little spots. How many of you remember that? I remember having to do that. God, we got a kit, I swear, every year from the one great aunt. But this one's cool because this one's Looney Tunes. You can have fun with Bugs Bunny and Sylvester and Tweety. I even see Rhode Island Red in here. That's cool. And Taz and Daffy. There's an awful lot of Tweety and Bugs Bunny. But, you know, Roadrunner's in there, Wile E. Coyote. And I don't see any offers to start it at 7. Yeah, the old balsa wood ones. I know in my attic, there's probably a bunch of them in my parents' Christmas stuff because, you know, with 6 kids, that's a lot of wooden ornaments that got painted. So we'll do them as a pass. It's okay. Let's see. What time is it? 9:30. All right. So we have time. We can do this one. This one is also for those that like to do junk journaling and stuff. This is going to be an offer up too, because wait till you start seeing all the different pages of things in here. So this is for the Together We Sing book, not Paufer. Offer up, and we're going to start. We're going to start at $6. So the cover may not look like so much, but boy, when you start getting in here, this is from, did I find a date? I don't think I found a date. It's the Follett Publishing Company. The illustrations are by Mary Gurr. Stop. Come on, separate here. Let me see if I can find you a date. 1950. So it's from 1950. And just about every single page has some kind of illustration on all the pages. And then there's pages where, now this one page does have a tear to it, but then you get these full page color prints, all these great lithographs in there. So if you like doing, I mean, you can use these with all these images. You can use these for a lot of different things, for junk journaling, for decoupage, Jack in the Pulpit, Seesaw, Marjorie Doll. Now that one I remember as a kid, but I don't remember that Jack in the Pulpit song. The Little Shoemaker. Where's another one of the big ones here? But I mean, you can see, like I said, there are images on every single page. And some of them are pretty big. And a lot of them are songs that the kids would be into. There's another one of the color images, which I thought was pretty cool. There's a couple of African American children in here, which for a book from 1950, I thought was pretty awesome, because you often did not see African American children in books. I like the little ballerinas, but you often didn't see them in books that were just for everybody. But you've got all these great things. There are even Christmas ones. And they even have Beautiful Dreamer by Stephen Foster, one of the great folk music writers. Now, the only issue really is that you can see this back part has a different end paper, but there's a lot of silverfish damage up the center here inside the back cover, and it just affects that last page. But there's 232 pages to this. And of them, how many have pictures? Oh, look, has Taps, Reveille, Caissons Go Rolling Along, and the Marines hymn. So 217 pages of music, a lot of great images. There's my favorite. I was looking for this one. The song it's on is the Hymn for the Nations, and it's all these kids with different flags from different countries. Such a great, look at the colors. It's just such a great lithograph, because the ones that are full page have kept all of their color. It does look like a hymnal, but a lot of these are more towards kids. Because it's called Together We Sing, and it's probably was the music book for the music teacher in an elementary school. I really think that's more what it was. I personally, I like fairies. I love this song. It's all about the little brownies, who are also, you know, a little folklore. Little pest is what brownies are, but they even have, like, in the beginning, there's this one with all these soldiers, and it talks about the rhythm and teaching rhythm, and about how rhythm is the heartbeat of any piece of music. So I think it's an early music textbook for elementary school, because you have Frog and Mouse, you have Hushabye Baby. So there's a lot of old school childhood songs. Now, there are a couple pages where there was, and you can see the rust mark over there, where there's a old paper clip was on there. So I see we're up to 7. So I'm going to start calling it. So we have Going Once, and we're at 7 with Reclaimed Treasures by Mary. Yeah, it's a great one to have. And it didn't, I mean, I didn't really realize that I looked at the cover and I'm like, okay, so I guess it's a kid's book, straight up music. But then there were all these great pictures. And it just did not expect all these images to be in there. So it's a really cool find. And it's not one I grew up with. So it was in the book collection. So we're gonna call this sold. Oh, wait a minute, I gotta do last call. Oh, and I see Christine D came in at 9. And last call, and now we're gonna call it sold. And we'll wait for that to show up in the chat. Oh, and they showed up at the same time. Let me refresh my screen and see who got it. Get out of top chat, into live chat. And I see Mary. Mary got our wonderful little illustrated music book for $10. Thank you, ladies, for trying. So, reclaimed Mary. I'll write in my notes. So, now I have another offer up. Now, I did find that these were made by Ukago. And they are these wonderful little singers. They have their little hymn books, great little Christmas things. And I don't really want to break them into sets because they are all different. I have 4 of them. You have blonde, which I think that's a boy. I'm not sure. And then you have this one. Now there is another one that has brown hair, but he's doing that side-eye thing. And then you have the girl with the pigtails singing her little heart out. Now they are made by, when I had looked them up, I did find that they were attributed to Ukago. They do not have any maker's name on the bottom other than 3 of them. 3 of them have in red, it's stamped Japan. One of them, it is not stamped. Now, somebody at some point had put in marker, in a Sharpie, they had put a price on the bottom. I managed to get it off, except for this one, because you can see it went into where all the crazing is, and I couldn't get it to come out. So we're going to do an offer for these guys, for the Ukago Carolers. I know what I paid for these, so these have to start at this for me to cover my costs and to break even. But they are really cool. Let's see, what's the height on these guys? They're 5 inches tall. They have nice gold line around the bottom of the choir robes, around the sleeves, and around the top collar. I think the black might be cold painted, but it does not have any issues on any of them. There's no flaking. All the faces, I think it's a little too bright for you to see it, but they all have a tinted cheek. So they all have a little bit of a blush to them. Now there is some crazing on them. And this guy is the one that I need to take a look at because he's got a shiny spot. He's also got these two, the necks are incredibly long looking. And I want to take a good look at their necks because, you know, that's always the spot where there's a problem. But all of the gold that's on all of their outfits is in good shape. And I just double check because if there's gonna be an issue, it's gonna be on the necks. You know, if they're broke, that's where somebody might have done something. I do see crazing on the white. Come on, line up here. Okay, so that's why his neck is shiny. I had to use the loop to see it. They did a really great repair, but at some point he lost his head, but I had to use the loop to even find it because he's in good shape. Now he's got the same problem, but with him, I could see a tiny little line. You could just see a little line on the back. But you know, their necks are so long on all of them. If you wanted to, you could put a little red ribbon around all of them. Now he's fine too. I don't see a problem. So these two have never had any repairs to their necks. These two are perfect as far as their neck goes. Him, even with the loop, the only reason I could find it is because I could see the glue. I can't. It's really, really hard, even with the jeweler's loop, to see the crack. And then this guy, you can see the crack. Really, I don't know that you guys can see it or not. If it, maybe because it's right near the white. It's like right along the white, so it's really hard to see. But all four of them, and the start offer was $9.40. Thank you. Start offer was $8, but they are a neat little set from Ukago, which I've forgotten what that stands for. I used to know what the Ukago, the name actually stands for something, and it was a porcelain maker. They also made a lot of planters. So I see Diane for $8. And if there's no other interest in that wonderful pair of 4 carolers, I can just start calling it. So we're going to start calling it going once. They are really cool, but carolers just aren't quite my thing. I'd rather have like vintage snowmen, stuff that's more wintry kind of thing, or those little metal people from the old HO trains, the little lead people. I love them. I have about 30 of them. I'd love to find more. I really like those. So we're going to do going twice. I collect such oddball stuff. Oh, that's the last of the dark chocolate too. Last call, and we're gonna put in sold. All right, so the carolers were 8 to Diane Roderick. Hello. Okay, so 15 minutes left. What are we going to do 15 minutes? What else do I have that's Christmas? We did the wrapping paper. Well, we didn't do these. These are like a thin vinyl. These are, look at these graphics. These are older. Check out that Santa. These are not the vinyl laminate like the other ones I did. There's no maker's name on these. There's 1, 2, 3. There are 4. This one has some marks on it, and I'll see if I can get them off. But they're textured. There we go. The light's hitting it. Maybe you can see that. So these remind me of, but they're thinner. These remind me of the old tablecloths. You used to be able to get vinyl tablecloths. And now I don't have any Pez dispensers. I haven't seen them in ages. If you ever find Pez dispensers, the ones you really want to look for are the ones that don't have feet, because those are the old ones. So these are 4 vinyl placemats. I lost my, duh, it's right in front of me. And they are 17.5 inches long and 12 inches wide. These are really pretty cool. I really like the graphics on these. I really would wonder if there would be a way to like display these, use these in a display, or I was gonna say maybe there's a way you can make them as a pick for an assemblage, but you wouldn't be able to make his skis stand out too far. He's just so cool. But the 4 of these, what did I do? So you have the 4 of them. I'm sure looking at those graphics that this is probably from the 60s. So the Santa, I'm going to write it down as Santa ski placemats. These are $8 and they're number 15. $8, number 15. Now, these aren't double-sided. They aren't that thick vinyl, but boy, these are cool. Oh, Butterfly Nurse found some Pez. Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, go ahead and Cindy Lou, contact her. I have no problems of anybody sharing in the chat that they have something and somebody's looking for that I don't. I'm not one of the resellers that gets bothered by people making connections in the chat for a sale from somebody else. I have no problem with that at all. Well, hi, Lois. Okay. Lois, I just sent you a box this morning. So, well, I should say my brother sent you the box this morning. I printed out the tag and Gary takes it to the post office for me. So I hope you guys had fun tonight. We're into the last what, 10 minutes? So I'm trying to think what else I have, because I don't think, I'm pretty sure that didn't. I do have something from some ephemera that I did not put out yet. I have 4 vintage bird postcards. Now this one's older, and this one's from the Netherlands. Now these are never been used, and this is from printed in the Netherlands, but the bird itself is from West Africa. So you have that one, and then the other 3 are from 1959 and 1957, printed for the National Wildlife Federation, and they're different birds, and the artists are on there. Now, this one is a Peterson artwork. Peterson field guides, the early field guides, all the birds were hand painted in the book by this gentleman whose last name was Peterson, and that's one of the images. So they tend to be pretty sought after. So the four bird postcards are $8 for the vintage cards. As I said, they've never been used. And that's not a bad deal for such cool postcards that are from the 50s. That's only $2 a piece. So they are $8, number 56 for the bird postcards. And we can, what did not, ooh, ow. What did not go? I can show you the mini teeny for those who weren't here. There is a company that goes by Lolita, is the artist name, and you can actually look her up. Her website is Designs by Lolita, and every year there's a different ornament design. I think it was last year or the year before, they were different martinis. And this one happens to be the Jingle Bells Martini. And it has little jingle bells on it. It has its original little tag. But they're all hand painted with little jingle bells on it. And so the Lolita Jingle Bells Mini Teeny is $8, number 79. Tuck you back over there. And the Wilton House Kit, I get a hold of that. This is still sealed. Hi, Nettie. This is still sealed, and it's from, I've forgotten the year that quick, 1982. I was 17 years old. But it is all still sealed, has everything in it except the cake mix that you need. You usually use a pound cake so that it can be sturdy enough to stand on end. And the house kit is $8, number 73. For the Wilton House Kit. Oh, Nettie, you missed the Novelty dishwasher. What did I do with it? Oh, I put it over here. So, Nettie, we have the unusual electric dishwasher. You missed this one earlier. We had a lot of fun joking around about this one, but you too can have a 1970s electric dishwasher. It's a dishcloth with a cord. It actually comes with a paper of instructions. Cindy Lou, I'm not sure what the shipping on that would be for that little house kit, because I'm shipping from Pennsylvania, from the southeast corner of Pennsylvania. So you need a dishwasher? My dishwasher is me. If my son will do the cooking, I will do the dishes. So tonight he's got to do the dishes because he's working second shift. I did the cooking and I made tacos, so he can clean that pan. So yeah, we had a lot of fun with the dishwasher one. The dishwasher was $10, number 68. But that's okay. If that doesn't sell, I'm going to take it to Trisha's sale just to mess with Trisha. What else did not? These did not go. These are foam lined inside, and then they have the lining fabric as well. 68. Oh, there goes our Novelty dishwasher to Lois Egan. But we have the I Believe in Santa Claus. These are super long. I think we figured out that they're like 13 inches across at the bottom. You can fit a lot in these too, but these are factory made, and they have lining material, thin lining taffeta on the inside, and you can feel a layer of foam, which can't tell Yeah, it's thin layer of foam that's in between all the fabrics. And they say, I believe in Santa. And I think we said these were 24, 26 inches long. And it's for the pair. And it's $10, number 33 for the pair. Stick them over there. And we're down to the last few minutes, and I don't want to go over because Melanie will be having her sale. I think it's a brooch sale tonight on Serendipity by Melanie. And so yeah, those stockings are pretty nice, but how many stockings can one person have? Especially when there's nobody here to fill them for me. The one thing I miss from my youth is I do miss having a stocking, because my mom would do a stocking for us and for all the grandchildren until they turned 18. And then you didn't get a stocking. But since I lived here, when I moved with her, and we had Michael, so she would make a stocking for Michael, but then she would also still make one for me and for my brother, and and one for Michael, and I always made sure I made one up for her. So we still had them. Yes, Melanie is doing a Christmas sale too. So I'm going to get the link to Serendipity by Melanie. And if I can spell it right, I'm notorious for not getting that serendipity part right. All right, I'm going to put that. Here is the link to Melanie's channel. Why did that not type in there? Hey, what's going on here? All right, I don't know what my keyboard is doing, but there's the link for Melanie's channel. My keyboard's suddenly acting weird. So there's a battery in that keyboard. It's a wireless keyboard. I think the battery might be going because it didn't really want to type earlier. Can I get the shipping on the stockings and the Wilton cake pan? Make sure you email me your information, and then I can send that afterwards, because I have to set the scale up, because it's all by weight. So I'd have to weigh them both together and then plug the zip codes in, because I do use Pirate Ship for my shipping, so that way we get a discount rate, because instead of what we would get if we had to go to the post office and stand in line. So thank you for coming to my first 8 o'clock sale. It's going to take a little getting used to being at this earlier time. Patrick will be on at 11 p.m. And by all means, go and enjoy Melanie. Melanie always has great stuff. She is shipping from Canada. She has great jewelry. And tonight, I believe she does have that Pyrex, beautiful Pyrex set that she found. And I hope you had fun. And if you're not subscribed, by all means, subscribe. Hit the little bell for all notifications. And I will see you guys next Thursday at 8 p.m. And then I'll see you on Saturday on Sandy and Otto channel on December 11th. So have a good night, guys. Bye.